This is the Hidden VTuber channel. I'm Hidden, and we're playing a bit of Vanguard Zero. Now, I'm not particularly fussed about the promo card for this ranked season, unlike last season. I have a playset of Infinite Zero Dragon already, but I just built a new deck, so I just want to play that. But before we jump into that, there is a clan event going on. I'm not going to go into detail or build a deck with pulls, as I did for the Nubatama event, but since I have the tickets to do the pulls, why not do them here? So, I've not actually done any of the previous Neo-Nectar events. I wasn't actively playing at the times that they were happening. But, hey, we're playing at the moment, so we may as well do the polls now. So let's see what we get. Not that I can remember Limit Break Neo-Nectar very well. Nearly reached the skip button. Let's not do that on stream. But yeah, let's see what we get. No triple R's, okay. Fruits, is that, what's it called? Fruits Basket Elf? I think? Oh, it's been a really long time since I've seen anything Neo-Nectar ever. No one really played it during V, I don't think. And G was a while ago, and also most of the cards from prior to G weren't very relevant in the Arsha deck. Alright, well, we're pulling plenty of this guy. Or girl. Is it a guy or a girl? I'm not sure. Cool! An SP of whatever the pumpkin is. Here's the problem with doing an opening for a clan full of cards which you don't recognise. Oh, okay. Looks like we might have a triple, so let's check everything else. And then... okay, so we got Elvira, I think? So this is the cover card for this event set. This I do know what it does because I've had to play against the deck a couple times during this ranked season already. But we'll go over it after we've looked at the rest of the packs. Nothing in particular there. Oh, a double. Nice. Was that the... I can't remember which one this is. Was it the 10k, sorry, 12k attacker? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. We'll figure that out in a minute when we've gone through the rest of the packs. Oh! Maiden of Venus Trap Reverse. And... this triple R. I can't remember the name. Does look familiar though. Okay. So, oh wait, nope. 10th pack. There we go. Right, so what was this triple R? Oh, this is the deck's Transriser, Pansy Musketeer Sylvia. When it's placed, reel the top card of the deck. If it's a Musketeer, call it. If not, shuffle it back into deck. This is an important card in the deck because how the Musketeer deck plays is basically the same as Ezel Gold Paladin. So it's focused around calling the top card of the deck, and it does a thing which Ezel doesn't do, which is it can then retire its own rear guards to then check the top cards of the deck and call a new card off of that, which is the main purpose of Elvira. So, second effect, Soul Blast 1, retire a Musketeer rearguard, check the top 5 cards and call a Musketeer. This is the effect which the deck is mainly known for. And the limit break on Elvira is when you call a Musketeer through a card effect, counterblast 1 to get +1 crit. This is an important effect. You can use this to deny your opponent limit break. If you can use it twice, go up to 3 crit and swing at an opponent at 3 damage. For game, they'll probably perfect guard it, but you're taking a perfect guard out of their hand without pushing them to limit break, which is important. This grade 2, which I couldn't remember, is the on-hit countercharge. Okay, so this being a double R, I'm guessing the deck must be reasonably counterblast heavy. I suppose Elvira needs to counterblast 1 each time it gains a crit, so that kind of makes sense. And then Maiden of Venus Trap Reverse, which I think is one of the 2 reverse units which didn't get its non-reverse counterpart until, I believe, V? I'm not sure, but it didn't get its non-reverse counterpart until way later in the game. So this has its reverse, but not the original. Limit break is counterblast 1, lock a rear guard, check the top 5 cards, call a card, and it gets +5k. Again, that kind of sacrifice a rear guard to call off the top several cards effect. And when a rear guard, the same name as your unit, is placed by your card effect, it gets +5k until the end of the turn. So if you already have a card on the field with the same name as a rear guard that's called, it gets +5k. I'm assuming that's the rear guard that's called. I'm not too clear on that. I'm not too familiar with this card because, again, no one I know really played Limit Break Neo Nectar, so this is kind of unfamiliar to me. So let's check the rate on this. So yeah, Elvira, Sylvia with the triple R's, Maiden of Venus Trap Reverse, and Maiden of Venus Trap Muse. Okay, 2 of the double R's, then also Alberto and Antonio. I believe one of these is a perfect guard, I'm not sure. Then the rares, and okay, this is a really small card pool, so this explains why we pulled so many Fruits Basket Elf and Jack and Pumpkin. So we could actually, speaking of the Musketeer deck, hang on, there we go. The grade 3, which I'm probably which is slightly more familiar, at least in terms of the card art. I still can't remember what it does. Is White Lily Musketeer Cecilia, rather than Elvira. But we can do one more pull on the Elvira pack, or one more 10 pull, I should say. See what we get. Do we get a purple circle? No, we don't. So we might not get a not a grade 3, a triple R here. Oh, yep. So this is the other double R which we didn't see, which wasn't a Maiden of Venus Trap. So that was the perfect guard. Okay, there's Maiden of Venus Trap Reverse. So 2 doubles in the same pack, that's not bad. Okay, so that's Maiden of Venus Trap Muse. More commons and rares there. We're pulling a decent number of SPs though. Okay. Still not a whole lot there. Let's keep going through these. And okay, so we got another one of the on-hit counter charge. Nice. And nothing in the last pack. Well, we got an SP. I can't remember what that is. What is that? Oh, it's Mirka. Oh, okay. So it becomes a 9k booster if you've shuffled your deck with a card effect. Alright. That seems like it's actually important. Fruits Basket off. What was this again? When it boosts an attack on the Vanguard, counterblast 1 to prevent your opponent's Sentinel from activating until the end of the battle, and this unit does not deal damage even if the attack hits. Okay, so this is when you have on-hit effects you really want to activate. Instead of burning a Sentinel? That's... okay, that's a bit ambitious. I'm not sure what makes use of it, because that just at face value doesn't help you win the game harder. Main of Venus Trap Muse. What do we have? So Limit Break. When this unit attacks Vanguard, counterblast 1, check top 5, and call a card with the same name as a card you already have on the field, and when rearguard with the same name as your unit, card you already have on the field is placed by a card effect, it gets +5 until the end of the turn. Is this a... yeah, it's just a slightly worse version of Maiden of Venus Trap Reverse, which doesn't require the locker rearguard as part of its cost. Oh no, this is an act, so this has to be done during the main phase, whereas Muse is on attack. Okay, so you can multi-attack off this. Okay, I understand why. Okay, I understand why it has the same name restriction there. Alright, so putting that aside, we are not building a deck with 2 10 pulls worth of pulls. That would be a bit silly, because it would still be like half Cray Elementals, and especially given the card pool in that pack, that's not very many commons or rares at all, so I don't... can you fill a deck out with that many cards? I'm not sure. But on to the main thing we wanted to do. So this ranked season is this alternate art Infinite Zero Dragon. We don't really care about Infinite Zero Dragon because, like I said, I've already got a playset, which I pulled from whichever banner it was in. But I want to use a deck which I just built, which is Angel Feather Celestials. Now, there's not many ways you can vary the deck list. This is almost complete. I want one more Danielle, I think, and I want a 4th. What's this card's name? Narelle. Because this is kind of important. So the idea behind this deck is to boost your power and multi-attack, and to pull things out of your damage zone to add to your deck's consistency. So, if we look at Zerakiel, this is the SP copy you got from coming in the top 1,000, I think, for the previous ranked season, which is, yeah, it's really nice. I like the effects they put on the SPs in this game. But yes, Vanguard Circle, Limit Break, 4 at the start of your battle phase. Put one of your Celestial rearguards into your damage zone face down. If you do, call a Celestial from your damage zone to the same rearguard circle. And in addition, if you have a Zerakiel in your damage zone, which can be face down, it gets the effect, all of your units get plus 3k. So that's a continuous effect. It gains at the start of the battle phase. And it also has Counterblast 2 to get plus 5k. This doesn't see much use, but it can help make numbers in a pinch. So, the first part of its Limit Break, put a Celestial rearguard into your damage zone, call something back out. This helps your consistency in setting up your field. It also helps trigger Narelle's effect. So once it's already on field, you can get it off the field and play it to get its effect again. And this plus 3k for having a Zerakiel in the damage zone is key to the deck. We'll come back to Narelle now. When it's placed, you can put a Celestial from your hand into the damage zone. If you do, add a card from your damage zone to your hand. So this happens when you play it down from your hand, and when it's cycled by Zerakiel. And the idea here is to add to the consistency of what you've got in your hand, mainly for pulling perfect guards, which are in your damage zone, out of there and into your hand so that you can use them. And also, this, unlike Zerakiel, doesn't force you to put cards into the damage zone face down, so you can countercharge off this, so you can get more of your counterblast effects off. Now, for the plus 3 of Zerakiel, the other key card in the deck is Medical Gunner Hermieres. Hermieres. Which is a 10k base grade 3, but it has a rearguard effect, which is when its attack hits the rearguard, counterblast 1, put it into the damage zone. So Hermieres, once it hits the Vanguard, goes into the damage zone, and you call out a card other than Hermieres so that you can have a new card to attack with. And if you called a face down card, you turn this Hermieres, which you just put in there, face down. So you can't countercharge off this. What this means is you kind of need the plus 3k from Zerakiel to hit anything which is on the Vanguard Circle, because your opponent's Vanguard will pretty much always be 11k or higher, generally no higher than 13k. And generally you'll have a booster behind it, so this goes into the damage zone, something else comes out, and there's a booster behind it to make a new column there. The other things of note are the Break Ride. It's fairly simple. When you ride on top of it, you get the plus 10k, and then you check the top 3 cards of your deck, put one of them into the damage zone, put the rest of them back into your deck, then add a card from your damage zone into your hand. So, if you find a perfect guard among those cards, you can add it to the damage zone and then immediately put it into your hand. You can also use it for things like fixing your damage zone so that you can find a Zerakiel off the top 3 cards, put that there, and then get a different card into your hand. The last grade 3 we never really want to see, we never really want to play. It's Ramiel Reverse. It has the Cross Ride base with the Break Ride Ramiel, and this, unlike Zerakiel, can only give Celestials additional power, so it does not enable the combo with Hermieres. What it is at limit break, lock 2 Celestial rearguards, have 3 front row Celestials, get plus 5k until the end of the turn, and then put a random opponent's rearguard with priority to the back row into their damage zone, and then put a card from the opponent's damage zone into their drop zone, so it's effectively a retire effect. This, it's just power, it doesn't give you your additional attack with Hermieres, and it requires you to lock down 2 of your rearguards, so it's really not a great card. It just happens to be something which is decent as a one-off. Then you've got your perfect guards. This is your Celestial 10k attacker. Thousand Ray Pegasus is fairly important. When a card is put into your damage zone, this unit gets plus 20k until the end of the turn. This goes along with your effects like Zerakiel, like Narelle, to give you a big booster, which you can put behind Hermieres, so that whatever you call out can still hit. You've also got Danielle, which is fairly important, which is why I kind of want a 3rd copy. You don't really need a 4th copy, might be a bit overkill, given the amount of space you have in the deck, which is not a lot. But when it's in the damage zone, when another card is put it into your damage zone during your turn, counterblast 2 to call it, and then put the top card of the deck into the damage zone. If this was face down, then that card is also placed face down, so you can't countercharge off of calling it. So this is most useful when you use Hermieres' effect during the middle of the battle phase. This means that Danielle can also come out during the middle of the battle phase, possibly giving you a 5th attack during that turn. So you have your normal 3 attacks, with one of those being Hermieres' attack. Hermieres' effect then gives you a new rearguard column for a 4th attack, and if you have Danielle and something which was a booster in the other column which wasn't Hermieres, this can come out and have a booster behind it for a 5th attack. So this is pretty dangerous once your opponent is up at 4 damage. Then you've got 12k attacker, the 10k vanilla, Sariel, which is an 8k grade 2. When it's placed, counterblast 1 to put any card in your deck into the damage zone face down, and then send a card from your damage zone to the drop zone. This is an important combo piece in the deck because you can search out your perfect guards to put them into your damage zone, then use your effects from Narelle to then cycle that into your hand. So searching perfect guards out of your deck, that's always good. It can also fix your damage zone for Zerakiel's plus power effect as well, and I'm running 1 grade 2 Nociel mainly as filler because I don't have the 3rd Danielle. Again, it's an 8k grade 2. When placed, put a card from your hand into the damage zone, and then put a card from your damage zone into your hand. It swaps a card around like Narelle. Not as prominent in the Celestial deck, but in basically every other Angel Feather build, you use it to cycle cards around. So we are going to play a game with this. Well, going to play a game? Well, several games. We're going to see if we can play this during the entire rest of the stream. One other thing of note is this is currently Ranked Fight Week for the first anniversary. So we currently get double ranked points, which is useful if you want to farm the promos. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm not too interested in the promo, so I kind of wish this was the ranked fight. The ranked fight week was during the period for Zerakiel, which was the previous fortnight, because that would have made things way easier. So I'm keeping Rel, 10k Vanilla, the Break Ride, and I'll put these two back. I don't want to see Hermiaris quite yet, and we really don't care to see Ramiel Reverse ever. Our opponent is Nova Grappler Blouse, Morgenroth, strongest card in the deck. Yeah, pretty much. So I'm going to ride 10k Attacker. We'll put Sunny Smile Angel back here, and end the turn. We'll want to save the Narelle for a bit later, so when we can actually make use of the swapping effect. But right, play Doll Mechanic, which is on place counter charge. Okay, so hit a draw trigger early, that is nice. We are just going to... Actually, do I want to play it slow? Because those are scary. Right, 10k Vanilla. And we could make a good column. Do I want to? I don't really care about getting this into hand, so yeah, we'll just kind of take it slow. We'll swing, boosting with Sunny Smile Angel. This is at the end of the battle phase. It boosts, shuffle it back into, well, draw then shuffle it back into deck, and it becomes a 5th heal trigger. Alright, so there's the Blaukluger on the Vanguard circle. So what's going to happen here is, on hit, Morgenroth's effect will go off, Counterblast 1, check the top 3 cards, add a Blau card to hand, then Blaukluger's on hit effect will countercharge 1. Alright, so we'll ride up into Ramiel. And, what do we want to do with this? What do we want to do with this? Let's push this guy to 3. 3 or 4? We could push him to 4, but I'm kinda iffy on that. Tell you what, let's do it. Let's just do it. If we get a trigger, okay, then we are definitely getting them up to 4 damage. Brushing down Blouse is potentially an option. 2 bars into the damage zone, that's nice, as well as a PG. Because Blouse really only work if they break ride. So Mond Blaukluger here is the break ride, you get a plus 10k, and it gives the effect to the Vanguard when it attacks, counterblast 1 to stand all your rear guards, which is strong because the main other Blau Vanguards allow them to stand themselves, meaning it can trigger more than once. Okay, so they found a perfect guard off that Mon's trigger. We're not at 4 damage yet, so not wanting to do a break ride yet. How do I want to do this? I kind of want to push. Yeah, kind of need to push. So, what I'm going to do is... yeah, no seal. We'll put that there and then take it back out, I think. Actually, no, we'll take the Danielle out. So we won't be getting its effects, but I think we probably do want the Interceptor, because they can break right next turn and go ham. So let's just trade rear guards and push our opponents to 5. Or not. Okay. Now, this is a slightly scary position because there is potential for them to kill us this turn, even through the interceptors from 2 damage. It would be difficult, but I think there's potential there, although they didn't break right, so maybe they don't have another grade 3. Or they're really wanting to deny us the limit break. That's also a thing they could be doing. Draw trigger here. That is not terrible. Although, still not being at limit break, we can't properly use the Hemiaries combo, although do we try and push? I think we have to try and push with this. So, if we had, we're kind of lacking defense. We are definitely lacking defense overall. So we've seen no perfect guards we can add to our hand. We've seen no Sarials to search out perfect guards, and we also only have 1 interceptor now. So if our opponent break rides on their next turn, we are in trouble. Okay. Alright, that's nice. We can put that there. Then Hemiaries can attack independently. Use its effect, put it into there, and then call out something which can hit. So we'll bring out the Ramuel Reverse now. And then swing in to take away that Sentinel we saw them add to hand. We did find a second Zerachiel off that drop trigger. So we are set up for next turn. If we survive, we have no defense, so we need defensive triggers to survive this. And I think we would struggle to kill next turn anyway, because they have 2 interceptors. And 15 cards deep into their deck, I'd assume they have at least 1 more perfect guard in hand. Okay, so we did find 1 defensive. Let's see what our opponent's triggers are. Not that it matters, they can hit us 1 more time after this with the Vanguard anyway. So they found a heal trigger, So that was an interesting place to put this. I don't know why they put a trigger here. We draw into a heal. Now at this point, if we actually had found any perfect guards, we might have been living, but we have been kind of unfortunate. We're 16 cards in, and we've seen 0 perfect guards whatsoever. That really is kind of rough. Okay, our opponent's thinking. Don't know what they're thinking about. They just need to swing at our Vanguard with their Vanguard. We do have 2 heals left in deck. Unlikely we'll see one. But we found one. Okay, that is a heal. We might have a game. That was very lucky with those triggers. So, let's... Okay, so, let's grab a Sariel. And then, add the Sariel to hand, I think. We need this here. Let's call a Sariel. Counterblast 1, add a perfect guard to our damage zone. And then call Nariel. We will actually need to put Sariel into there to add this to hand. And then what we're going to do is yep, call over that. Oh wait, did I take too long? I took too long with my turn. Oh no, I wasn't watching my time. Whoops. That's unfortunate. But yeah, this actually is probably the first deck I've played in this game which requires more time during its turn. Never mind more thought. But every other deck I've played so far, which would be Majesty Lord Blaster. What have I played? Majesty Lord Blaster, then Schwarzschild Link Joker, and then Nubatama. None of those require a huge amount of time on your own turn. This requires you to actually do things on your own turn to combo with, so I'm not used to actually watching my own time because nothing else I've played requires any time at all to play on your own turn. You just put cards down, turn them sideways, pretty much. Okay, so Angel Feather Mirror. The popular build should be Zerachiel Celestials. So this is very possibly a mirror match. We'll keep this hand. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. This is okay.
Stand up.
Oh, they're not running Sunny Smile Angel. That is that one of the Celestial First Vanguards? Yeah, Peniel. So Counterblast 1, put it to soul, call a Celestial from your damage zone, and then put the top card of the deck into the damage zone. If you call the face down card, you put the card face down. Okay, that's interesting. We will ride the 10k, of course. And then we don't really care to rush, because that's just going to give our opponent more options if they have the cards to pull cards from their damage zone. Our Sunny Smile goes back, we draw into a 12k attacker. So we have a decent number of interceptors and combo pieces in our hand. We'd like to see a Narelle that's not in our damage zone. I mean, once we hit Limit Break, Zerakiel can pull it out, but not where I'd have wanted to put it. And we get a PG in there. So once we hit Limit Break, we can call that Narelle out with Zerakiel, then use Narelle to grab that PG, but that's still a ways off. Okay. So, ride Remiel, call down a 12k attacker, and I want to put down more damage. That's the thing I'd like to do. Whether or not I can actually do it is a different question. So, if they're going to speed up the game, I kind of have to respond. Okay. Heal out that 12k attacker from our damage zone and push our opponent to 3. They get a Danielle in their damage zone, which is nice for them. Let's see what they've got. These Zerakiel, Ditch and Draw, 10k vanilla. Okay. So they go straight into Zerakiel. They're getting that 10k vanilla out of the damage zone with this Nariel. 1000 Ray Pegasus gets its plus 2k. And the Danielle is coming out. Okay. Okay, so maybe they're reaching a bit for oh, or maybe not. There's a Hemiaries. Okay, so Hemiaries can't do much of use this turn. It can't attack on its own into the Vanguard, so it won't be getting the benefit of the booster afterwards. Okay, nice. Draw trigger there. Do we hold our opponent at 3? Or do we push in? Pushing our opponent to 5 right now might give them a bit too much to work with. So let's okay. we are going to tutor a Zerakiel into our damage zone to set up for our limit break, and then we're going to drop that Ramiel. Not caring too much about our counterblast, we care more about the Nariel that's in there. Hoping we don't heal it out. And then we're just gonna swing at the rear guards. Okay, maybe we didn't need to tutor the Zerakiel in there. But that's still fine. Starving our opponent of resources. They still have 10k attacker. Not 10k attacker, 10k vanilla in their hand for defense this turn. There it is. Okay, are you pushing us to 4? You're not. Alright. So, this is an awkward position for us. They could potentially have another Hermiares in hand, which means more defense. Tell you what, we could risk it. Or do we push? That's the question. Tell you what, let's force our opponent to push. We might go to 5, or we might die this turn. Both of those are a possibility. I would have liked to be doing this with a Perfect Guard already in hand, but if we push them up and they do have a Hermiares in hand, then we pretty much definitely will die. I want these cards out of the damage zone. Okay, so the Peniel is going off, calling out a Danielle from the damage zone. Okay. Okay, so they're not rushing too hard. We are going to 5 though. They're finding double draws. Alright. Also, is Hermiares on a draw? Yeah, Hermiares is a draw and Break Ride's a heal. Alright. This is fine. Okay, so time to Break Ride. Okay, we are going to be grabbing that. Let's get Narelle out. I don't have a... No 1000 Ray Pegasus, but that will have to do. Let's get the... Let's put the Narelle here. We'll trade this Zerakiel for this PG? Doesn't really matter. Either works. Then let's get the Sariel down. Find another PG, Sariel, then drop the face down Ramiel there. Then we want this here, a booster, and cycle the Narelle. Put the 12k attacker into there, get perfect guard out. Swing in here. Swing in here. Effects to switch it for 12k attacker. Swing in here and then swing in with the Vanguard. I'm expecting them to perfect guard this, which is fine. Because we have sufficient defense now. Not that worried. Also, now that they're at 5, they can't use Hermiares. It's on hit on the Vanguard, so it's only really useful if your opponent is at 4 damage or less. Okay, so they got a 10k vanilla out, not this perfect guard. They must be lacking a field. Okay. Okay, so they have a field now. So we are just going to end up trading rear guards and then swinging. Not much we can do, which is fancy. I think it's safe to say they're going to live through our next turn. Okay, we drew the Sunny Smile Angel there. It's not ideal, but we can deal with it. Let's put the Danielle in there, get that PG out. And then we can, yeah, let's just go straight into battle. We'll cycle one of these, doesn't really matter. And then we'll bring that Danielle out. And then we'll just trade attacks. Nothing much we can do here. Do need to watch my time though. That's a worry. Okay, so they're going to be cycling a Narelle probably, and they'll be getting this PG out, which we can see right here. I'd like to know what the rest of their hand is. It could be that, what have we seen? We've seen 3 PGs on the other side, one of which is this. So they've used 2, one is here. This could be the last one. Yeah, they moved the Narelle up in case they get a trigger. And I think... Oh, no, that was a perfect guard. They swapped it. Not perfect guard, a break ride. They swapped it for the perfect guard. Alright, they healed. Nice. They do have 1 heal left, which is a worry. Alright. We will do this. Move to battle. We will swap this for this Sariel to get an interceptor out. we don't need to use that. And we will...
Vanguard Zero.
just swing in at face, and this should be game. Even if they get the last heal trigger, we are in a good position. They can't really touch us next turn. They did get their heal trigger. Okay. Okay, so still one perfect guard unseen. It's not going to be impactful. Yeah, they can swing at these and then swing once here, but we have the perfect guards to stop that. And yes, this is how the deck is supposed to play. Not timeouts like I did last time. Okay, so we'll just put cards down. Oh, they conceded. Alright, yeah, that game was over. They had no heals left, presumably no defense in hand, or at least not enough defense, since there was only one unseen perfect guard left. And yes, that is a much larger jump in points than you will ever normally see. So, let's just keep going. I don't have the cards to make a Shamsil deck. I'm not sure why I'd want to make a Shamsil deck instead of a Celestial deck, but I don't have the cards for it, so we can't show that off. Also, I just noticed the rings on Dusttail Unicorn have a slightly purplish hue to them, pinky purple rather than straight red. It's interesting. I've never taken the time to look at the art properly before. I just knew to be scared of it in the physical card game, and then not especially scared of it in Zero. This isn't ideal. Put this back. Everything else I kind of want to keep. Okay. Need to find a grade 3. There's our grade 3. Okay. That was a very fast period of wanting for a grade 3. But yes, we have Revengers on the other side, which it doesn't matter what you're playing. Revengers is pretty scary. Unless you're playing Link Joker and your opponent using Revengers is particularly dumb, in which case you can lock them out of Raging Form. Though you don't really count on being able to do that. Alright, so we will just yep, we're just going to attack normally. Yeah, one of the problems with Celestials is that every card is important. There's rarely a moment where you don't need the cards which you have in your hand, but you still want the cards which are in your damage zone. Okay, nice. We are collecting perfect guards already. Also, they called that there. I guess they needed to hit our 10k base, but that's still a bit of an oof for our opponent. Okay, we're gonna scoop that Danielle up into hand. I think we'll put the Narelle in there for the moment and get the Danielle out. It's not super important to conserve it, but given that I only have 2 copies, I don't want that being healed out. Push our opponent to 3. They might drop a Blaster Dark Revenger on us next turn. I would much rather they didn't, but it's a possibility.
Yay!
Okay. So it calls Dark Bond Trumpeter. Counterblast 1 to call a random grade 0. They're not using Creeping Dark Goat? They're not using Creeping Dark Goat. Alright. So they're wanting us at 4 damage, which is actually bad for us. Maybe I should have searched out the Zerakiel last turn, because I can't... Okay, I was about to say I can't break, right? We topped into it. That is super lucky for us. Alright, so let's get the Hemiaries. Yeah, I think we want the Hemiaries in hand. So let's grab that. Let's call that down. Let's call down the Sariel. We do need to get the Zerakiel into the damage zone. And then we'll call down the Danielle here and go to the battle phase. This lets us swap the Danielle with this Narelle. And we can put that in there to pull out, what do we want to pull out? The 10k or... Actually, do we need to? No, that's fine. We'll just go for this. So, no interceptors, so Hemiaries goes in first. Hemiaries' effect. Counterblast to bring this out. Then we'll swing with this. This can pressure for game. Pull out a perfect guard, and then this again is pressuring for game. We're not running stands. We could put something down, bluff the stand, but we shouldn't need to. Okay, and our opponent is at 6 damage. That went way more smoothly than I expected it to. We're lucky they didn't hit any damage triggers there. I was expecting them to hit at least 1. You kind of have a rough expectation of 1 in 3 checks is going to be a trigger, roughly, very roughly. Sometimes you get none. Sometimes they're all they're all damage triggers, and you can never hit your opponent. But yeah, that was a very fast kill. I wasn't expecting to get to 4 damage that quickly. We did. We managed to top the Zerakiel, and then our opponent got no damage triggers. So super fast kill there. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Hopefully we don't get too many Revenger matchups, because it's just a bit of a pain to play against. You either find the defense or you don't, and if you don't, it tends to go badly. Last game was actually quite lucky. I wouldn't expect most games to go like that. Okay, Kagero. So, this, I would just generally assume the Kagero matchup to be the end descendant, not the end. Yes, the end. The end Nouvelle Vague hybrid. This kind of hurts because we need to ride a Narelle, but it's fine. Doesn't hurt too much. We are going to be putting our Sunny Smile Angel back into deck as soon as possible because I don't want him retired, and that's ammo. Right, you're running ammo. Interesting. Let's go into our 10k. And just swing. We're expecting them to use the Conroe. It doesn't really matter. It's pretty standard. Maybe they're just running the ammo as a one-off to help cycle the hand. Okay, into the Striken. Striken has restraint, so it can't attack while it's on the Vanguard circle. Okay, so that's a Gojo. That's also more hand cycling, as is the Nouvelle Roman. Hang on, what did they just... they added a The End. Alright. So we are expecting to get smacked by The End next turn. Let's ride for starters. We don't have a hand we can do much offensive with. Okay, let's just swing at the rearguard here. I'll avoid giving them the second damage so that they can't use the End's effect, which is Counterblast 2. Stacking with Striken's plus 5k plus crit to whatever rides it. It's like a mini break ride. Alright. Healed that damage. But we are going to 3. I might actually have preferred to have been at 4 damage. Because the game really only opens up once we hit limit break. Yeah. I'm going to drop both of these and bank on a trigger for this to be able to hit. Okay, no trigger. But I'm already at 3, so I am scared of being pushed too high in damage too early. Okay. Okay, so they found a heal. It's just going to be power on the end. They draw trigger. Okay, nice for them. Not sure what's going on with this 14k column over here. It's a bit weird, but I guess they mustn't have had anything else they could have put there. Ooh, whiffed 3 heals in 1 turn. Okay. Okay, let's get Zeracul into the damage zone, and we will get... hang on, enemy areas? No. What do we need? We really want this, I think. Yeah, we'll get the Thousand Ray Pegasus out. Let's get Hermiares on board. Let's get... it's not doing much. Do I just hold down the Danielle? Yeah, I think I'll just call it down the Danielle this turn. It's a bit of a waste, but... actually, I probably could have called down the Sariel because of the plus power. Oh well, never mind that. No, that's fine. I just wanted the Interceptor down on board. Yep, swing in there. Then Hermiares at the Vanguard. Let's get the... Manual reverse out, I guess. And we will just push our opponent to 5. We know they have at least 1 perfect guard in hand off the Conroe. I'd assume they have a second one. Actually, there's 2 out. Where's the second one? Oh, they've damaged 2. Okay, so they have at least 1 in hand, maybe 2. They've gone on to the Crossride base. Well, not really Crossride base, but the Grade 4 13k base of Nouvelle Vague. So that tells us they probably don't have the... oh, okay, this would have been dangerous if we didn't have 3 perfect guards. And our opponent gave up. So if they had animations off, then they probably got to see our perfect guard sooner than the animation played on our side. So, yeah, they realized the jig was up. They had no heals left because all of their Nouvelle Vagues were out, and if they only had the 1 PG and the 1 Interceptor, then they were done. Okay, so we'll play one more game. I think we'll probably end the stream after the next game. To be honest, this is just really an excuse for me to play this deck more, because I just built it. So it's a new toy, I want to play with it. Oh, MLB is eternal. Nice message here. But they're not playing MLB, they are playing Dark Regulars. This is scary. Oh, they've got the MLB sleeves on. Okay, that's funny. Put 12k attacker back. Try and get something else out. The 1000 Ray Pegasus. That's nice. So this is probably the usual build from our opponent on the Dark Regular side, which is you run the Ammon kind of engine core because it helps you build Soul quickly, and then you also run the Witching Hour engine. There's Demon Bike. Come into play, add another copy of itself back to deck. You probably care about that the least for the grade 1. Let's see. I'd like that Serial out, but there's nothing I'm willing to put in to get it out. Question is, do I rush? That's a really good question. I'll not.
Vanguard
Thing is, if Celestials get counter-rushed, then they don't function. You need cards to be able to swap your cards, so the deck falls apart if you get counter-rushed and don't find draws. So I'm scared of that. That said, we might just never get to Limit Break if they successfully deny us with Blade Wing Reiji, which gives itself effectively permanently 2 extra crit, so it always deals 3 damage, meaning they can hold you at 3 and just keep swinging for 3, and as long as they live, they will eventually win because you can't Limit Break. Okay, I don't know what I want to do here. I can put the 2 damage in this turn. I can put 2 damage away this turn. We'll do that. This swings for 14 on the Vanguard Circle. Nice. We'll bluff the stand. So that works out quite nicely. So we don't really need to see more of the grade 3. So this extra grade 3 is just fodder for swapping into the damage zone. Okay, so they're putting us at 3. Their soul is at 8. They would struggle to build it up to Reiji levels. From this point on their next turn. I don't think they can do it. That's not to say they can't. That just might be me not knowing the deck. Okay, we went 2, so we're at 2. That's not terrible. Yeah, we're not riding yet, obviously. Problem is we have a massive lack of grade 2s. This is a pretty big problem. Alright. In that case, I guess we can drop this as an attacker. So we're going to get these Witching Hour cards off the board. Alright, all of the heals. Why not? So that is all of our heals out of deck. We have... Oh, actually, no, it's not. We still have Sunny Smile Angel, but that's all of our Hermieres out of deck. We have one in hand, and we've checked 3. Our opponent is in a weird position, and so are we. We can't really push until Limit Break. And our opponent is in danger if we do push. Okay. By the way, Demon Chariot of the Witching Hour, the grade 3, when it's placed, it puts a copy of all 3 Witching Hours into the deck, and they have theirs set as the heal, as you pretty much always do, which means that even if you draw into it, you're putting the heal back, effectively. Okay, and I think we lose. Yep. We lose. So we have no PGs, and next turn, when Reiji attacks... when Reiji attacks, Soul Charge, you get the Soul Charge as 1. It will go up to 15, which means it will get the plus 15k plus 2 crit, letting it hit us for 3 damage. We have only 1 heal left in deck, which is the Sunny Smile Angel out of 18 cards. This is pretty much over. Dang. Yeah, we have no method of getting something out of the deck. Ouch. Only thing we can do is push and pray, I think. Hey, there's a PG. Yeah, we're gonna push and pray really hard. Oh, they hit a heal. Okay. Also, you'll notice it says they've got 4 out of X, but that X at the moment is, I think, like 6 or 7. So there's still heals in your opponent's deck. Okay, I think that's like, that is now definitely at least 7 total heals. But yeah, this is definitely over, unless we heal the Sunny Smile on this last check. Nope. Okay. And welcome to the Dark Irregular Showcase. Yeah, that is Dark Irregular's game plan, which you just saw there. Soul Charge, a bunch with the Amon engine, go up into Reiji, and then constantly swing for game. But yes, we will end the stream there, I think. This has been fun. Just playing with this more. I do want the 3rd Danielle and the 4th Narelle. The 4th Narelle, I might use the anniversary event points to get the 4th one, because it's quite economical for getting double Rs. Not so much for the triple Rs. I'll probably grind materials for the 3rd Danielle. And the bulk of my remaining anniversary event points, Actually, I'll go to the exchange and we'll take a look at it. I want those to go towards triple R's I want to use in a future deck. I'm going to do this assuming that the game will go into G, so we'll get the G sets in Vanguard Zero, and I'm going to get the stuff based on the assumption that what's it called? Gavrail is going to be in the game. So, fun fact: I have pulled 0 Palladium. There we go, 0, and 0 Chaos Breaker, which is why I'm still using SWAT Shield as my Link Joker deck. But yeah, we do need one more Danielle, but I don't want to use the points on that. We have 205. Yeah, that's a bit of a weird number. It's 50 for each triple R, but this is basically, you can trade for, I think, basically every triple R currently in the game, so I could guess a set of Chaos Breaker, then I'd still be missing the Palladiums, and I've exhausted my free packs. And I don't particularly feel like spending more on this set, so I might just have to abandon Chaos Breaker entirely. But what I do want to do instead is get the Nociels, wherever Angel Feather is. It's somewhere here. Bit further up. We're in Dragonic Empire here. Genesis. Okay, yeah. So the Grade 1 Nociel and the Grade 2 Nociel have the same effect. When placed, card from hand into damage zone, card from damage zone into hand. That is this kind of around here. This is kind of what I want to trade for, I think. I only have one Grade 2 Nociel. I missed the rank season for it because I wasn't playing at the time, which is very unfortunate. Otherwise, I'd have been fine with the number of materials I've got here, whatever the heck these are called. Anniversary medals? Yeah, anniversary medals. But that's what I'm gunning for. So, in the future, if Gavrail arrives, we're probably going to be playing that on stream as well. In like a year's time, a year or so's time. I think it came along in the... Was it the second block of G? I think it was the second block of G, which was at the same time as... around the same time as Nubatama's G support? I think a bit after that. Yeah, a bit after Nubatama's G support, I think. But yeah, I'll stop rambling about what I'm going to do in the future for decks. If you really do want to wait out for that Gavrail deck gameplay, and you're not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Hit the notification button to make sure you don't miss anything. And check out my Twitter, linked in the description below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and remember, I'll be seeing you next time.